ain't gonna believe it.
Yeah.
Ever hit?
Call the Marshall County Fiscal Court meeting to order today, September 8th, 2015. Welcome, everyone. We appreciate your participation. The first order of business today will be Christy Tucker from the Marshall County Library.
Thank you for having me. This is my yearly visit with you to kind of give you a little update of what's going on at the Marshall County Public Library System. I've given each of you some statistics for the year that just ended. There was an article recently, but that was for the previous fiscal year because the state, when they send out their annual statistics, they are usually running about a year behind, so we do have some updated statistics here for you. We're excited that our county continues to use their libraries. That is a very important thing, I think, for all of our kids especially, but we have a lot of adults in our community who read quite a bit, and we're proud of that fact. We also are proud of the program attendance. That went up quite a bit this year. And with that in mind, I want you to look at the other little flyer I gave you because tonight is family night at the library. And if you all aren't aware, as I'm sure you are anyway, this is Family Week in Marshall County. So I ask that you please participate all week long in the programs that have been scheduled throughout the week. I guess that's printed out somewhere, isn't it? We have set the tax rates for 9.5 for real and personal. That's the same tax rate as last year. That's all I have for you, but I want to open it up to any questions you may have for me.
All right, Christy, thank you.
Do you know how you have that Westlaw that the law library provides? Is that still being used?
Yes, it is. I can send you some specific statistics for that if you'd like me to.
Sure, if it's not too much trouble.
It's not. We do that every month, so I can do that.
Still want to make sure we're getting the bang for our buck on that.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'll do that. Anybody else have any questions? All right.
All right, thank you, Christy.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We will talk about those tax rates later on in new business. The next person on our agenda is Bobby Gifford. Bobby?
I wanted to update the court on the court's trying to help Sanitation District Number 2's finance of the overall project. The project consists of rehabbing completely their existing plant as well as adding in the Christian Fellowship and Marshall County High School. We've made the application. We're not asking for a 100% loan. We're asking for some of this to be grant, so it's taken a little time to do this. Grant monies are pretty difficult to get, but we're still holding hope that we will be able to keep this dollar amount down to where it's affordable for those people. In the meantime, there's some work that they need to do at their plant today. And this funding may be a month, it may be 2 months away, and their request to you all for $20,000 to fix the immediate problems at the plant. They would ask that the court, they've had trouble getting a loan from the bank, and they would ask that the court would loan them $20,000 to be repaid when the funding comes through to the district, to Sanitation District Number 2.
All right, and Bobby, if I understand right, part of the problem with the loan from the bank is because they are needing 2 new board members.
Correct.
And we will address that later on in new business. Gentlemen, I think that we all know the need out there, and I think we need to try to help as best we can, and I would like to entertain a motion that we loan them the $20,000, and this is a loan to be paid back. I have talked to Emily. Emily thinks there's a way that we can supply that money on a short-term loan and be okay. Loan, I mean.
I'd make that motion then, Judge.
All right.
Loan them the $20,000 short term to be repaid when the when their funding comes through.
Thank you.
Second that.
And there is a second. Any more discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, Bobby?
We should hear in the next 2 or 3 weeks about this funding. I hope to be. On our other projects, the sanitation district number 1, we are bidding the rehab of their existing manholes and lift stations. They originally thought they could do this on their own, but they found it's too much work, so we're going to bid that. Our special projects crew is starting booster station for the Oak Level tank. They said that they thought they could get started on construction next week. So all our other projects are moving along just fine.
Thank you. Anything else you need to ask him, gentlemen? Thank you, Bobby. Safe travels. You're going to Frankfurt tomorrow? Thank you.
I have one announcement before you go into correspondence, if you don't mind. I've received several calls from folks in the county, as well as I've received calls myself on my landline at home and my cell phone, where so the person is attempting to advise you that you've been awarded a federal government grant, and that you can they're announcing that and setting up the process to transfer you those monies. For your constituents and those listening, I'm not aware of any federal grants that are awarded to individuals on the phone. No way, no how. Those are scams, and like I said, I've never received them on both the landline and cell phone, but I did this weekend, and as well as got several calls about them. So if you receive those calls, that it is a scam.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, going into old business, I have a letter from Scott Brown with the Administrative Office of the Courts. Marshall County Judge Executive, we have been advised that the Marshall County Judicial Building is in need of a sidewalk on the side of the building to allow jurors access to the front of the building. In order for AOC to authorize reimbursement for a project, we advise all counties to obtain 3 quotes for the same work scope from contractors or companies. Those quotes are sent to the AOC, and we assign a facilities coordinator to the proposed project to review the quotes to ensure all bidders have quoted for the same or equivalent materials and labor and are proposing to perform the same repairs or services. Once the review of the quotes have been completed and the work is deemed necessary and/or needed, a letter authorizing or denying the project is delivered to the county judge executive with the approved scope of work and the dollar amount that will be reimbursed by AOC. If authorized, the county proceeds with the project and makes payment at the local level. Once the work is complete, the county sends a copy of any invoices along with a copy of the canceled checks to the AOC, and then we will reimburse the county or city for the project. This process allows us to maintain and manage our non-recurring budget for all 120 Kentucky counties while allowing the completion of as many projects as possible per fiscal year. And this is from Scott Brown, Executive Officer, Administrative Services, Department of Facilities. So it sounds like they're wanting to have a sidewalk put in down at the Judicial Building. I got this on August the 31st. It says, in need of a sidewalk on the side of the building to allow jurors to access to the front of the building. Is that what?
I wasn't aware that there was a request either, but I'm sure it's on the side next to Alcan. Right.
I wonder if this has come per one of the judges down there, Dennis Fauser or Judge Telly.
Been discussed before, I think. It was something to do, and I didn't know for sure that they do park in the back and they have to, and there's not an easy access. They have to go way around in order to get to the front of the building.
Well, I mean, the only thing I know that we can do is maybe have Teckenbrock go and look into getting 3 quotes and submit those then to AOC and let them go from there.
We need to find out who initiated that request. First of all, I mean,
can
if
explore
none of
that.
us know about it, the sheriff doesn't know about it, we need
I
to
would
see who
say,
initiated the
Well,
request.
either
and-
the clerk or
Well,
one of
since
the
it's with
judges.
AOC, I'm just probably thinking it's one of the judges.
That's kind of like whenever they did drug court, I knew nothing of it till they started construction on it. And I'm supposed to be over the security of that building, so it goes, par for the course.
Can I give you a copy of this then, and you'll look into that for us?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, then
Yes,
we
ma'am.
won't take any action on that at this time, till we see, carry it over to the next meeting. Next correspondence is from Kentucky Conservation Officers Association. This is a request to buy some advertisement, and from the Kentucky Conservation Officers Association. I talked to this gentleman. I'm having trouble finding his name. John Cates. He said that we had done this before, but he also said like $600. And I know we probably don't have that kind of money available. It's for the Kentucky Conservation Officers Association magazine. It's founded in 1988, is a nonprofit organization whose purpose is to improve the working condition and benefits for Kentucky conservation officers and their families. The KCOA's mission is to promote and enhance the protection and enjoyment of Kentucky's fish and wildlife resources by providing education, professional development, mutual benefits, and representation for Kentucky citizens. Do you have any discussion you want to make on that, or anybody have any recommendations?
Have we done it?
Seems like we've done it, but it seems like it's been a long time ago.
I get a lot of calls like these, and I just have to tell them I'm gonna bring them to y'all. But I realize too, this year our budget probably doesn't allow us to do as many as we might have done in the past, so.
I think you had me check with Karen, and it was 2011 was the last that one was made,
Okay.
I believe.
All right.
I think is what she said.
Okay. Well, at this point, I think probably we just need to wait until better times.
Take no action on it.
The next thing on our correspondence is from Marshall County Health Department and Marshall County Hospital. Dear community partner, on behalf of the Marshall County Health Department, Marshall County Hospital, we are pleased to invite you to participate in a half-day session to assess the health of Marshall County. The session will be held at Kentucky Dam Village Convention Center on September 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The University of Kentucky will provide a facilitator to help complete the assessment. We would like all of our partners who play important roles in promoting and preserving the health and safety of Marshall County to participate in this assessment. Your involvement in this process provides an opportunity to discuss and respond to a series of questions about the status of our public health system. The results of this forum will be used to develop a community health improvement plan for Marshall County. We will be providing a light lunch. Please RSVP by September 16th, 2015 to Marshall White, and we look forward to having you join with other community partners to take a close look at our community health. So I think I'm wanting to ask you are any of you interested in going to that? If you are
I'm going.
you going to it? Okay.
My daughter told me I was going to it.
Oh, yeah, she works with the health department, so, it doesn't mention anything, if there's a registration fee or anything, so I'm not sure.
Probably not.
Okay. I would just say, if you feel like you can, come and get a copy of this and RSVP with them at this phone number or, website. All right, no other correspondence, we'll go on to old business. At this time, we do have 2 sets of minutes. We've had a meeting on the 24th and the 25th. One was a special called ABC Workshop. I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes to these
So moved, Judge.
at the
Both.
same time. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Jeff Edwards, we have need of assault agreement. Have you got that ready for us?
I need to know from the cities, the amounts that they estimate they need, and we need confirmation from the provider as to whether they will allow us to bid for all entities.
I think you checked with
We
them
did talk
already
to
on that.
them
Okay?
When we first started discussions, and they were fine with that.
Yes, they've given us that approval 3
Okay.
months ago.
Yeah, they
We
did
have that
okay that.
documented anywhere?
I've got it downstairs. Uh-huh. Well, they memo from you. Do we need to get something directly from them?
No, well, I will need to make sure I address that in the contract,
Okay.
that it is to cover all those.
Okay. We need to get that because I think Russell says it's time to start ordering it, right?
Okay.
Calvert City and Benton, they're wanting together about 200 tons.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I think Calvert City wanted 120 and Benton wanted 100 tons, so,
They said 80 to 100, Benton.
right, which
I'll
they
get
are
with you
obligated
afterwards,
to.
And I'll get with you afterwards. You have that old contract.
Also, so the taxpayers can be aware of the two incorporated cities, Calvert City and Benton, in this contract are responsible for payment of 80% of what they ordered. Isn't that correct?
They will be responsible for the 80.
I mean,
For the-
well, they'll be responsible for 100% of it. I
100% of
said
their
that wrong,
own,
but,
yeah.
but if they order 100 tons of salt, they going to be
They will be
responsible
responsible, for
Because
paying
there's
that.
a little
And,
leeway in there.
you know,
the way
as
it's
an
used.
explanation, the
Right.
reason we did this was because we can get such better rates on the salt. So them entering into it with us gets them the better rate, saving them some money in their cities respectively. So, all right.
Tremendous
Jeff-
amount of money, like
Pardon?
$42 a ton or something, what it's
I
saving
can't
them.
remember. It's been a while since we
Yeah.
discussed it, but there is fairly
Okay.
good savings for them. So we're glad to help them out any way we can, of course. All right. There was a bid opening scheduled. However, this was on the truck for the special maintenance crew. However, there were no bids received. So I've been advised that the department head, which is Gary Takenbrock, will be allowed to go and negotiate one-on-one with the local businesses on finding a suitable truck. That sound right? Were y'all
You
listening
can
to
do it
me?
that way, yeah.
Will he report back to us?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He wouldn't have
Okay.
authority to buy it, he can
Oh,
just get a
okay.
price.
Just
Okay.
getting
Okay.
price.
Is he going to bring 2 or 3 different?
I didn't even know we didn't have any bids until then, so.
Well, we didn't know until this morning. We kept thinking somebody'd bring one in, but
That's a budgeted item too, isn't it?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So anyway, we'll allow him to go out and talk with the dealers here locally and bring us back some prices. And at that point, we will determine to accept. All right?
Is there a state contract with anyone? Something we need to look at?
Sure there is,
There will
See
be,
what
but
the
it's
price
probably,
is.
yeah.
probably out of Louisville.
Usually we beat that, or we have
Right.
before anyway, but I thought we might check it.
Let me make a note then, have him check, or you want to check the state price?
I can try, yeah.
Yeah, if we could be sure we know what that number is, the state price, that'll give us a good idea of where we're going.
Bob Hook Chevrolet, he's got it for Chevy, Paul Miller Ford, he's got it for Ford, and Freedom Dodge, he's got it for the Dodge. That's the state contract holders.
All right, does anybody else have any old business that we didn't put down here? Not, we'll go on to new business. Emily, you have the 2015 tax rates, which will cover a couple of different things here for us.
I have a fiscal court order for the 2015 tax rates, an order relating to the adoption of the 2015 Marshall County tax rates, whereas the Marshall County Fiscal Court adopted the 2015-16 fiscal year budget on the 18th day of June 2015, and whereas the Kentucky State Revenue Cabinet has certified that the Marshall County property assessments as real estate, $1,783,795, no. $1,783,795,912. 225, tangible is 225, 768, 703. Public service companies, 101, 551, 829. Motor vehicles, 244, 906, 606. Watercraft, 24, 325, 310. Aircraft, 46.2. Watercraft, non-commercial, $8,136,526, and inventory in transit, $130,430.01. Now therefore, it is ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Section 1, in accordance with the KRS 68.245 through 68.249, there is levied for the year 2015 the general ad valorem tax per $100 assessed valuation on all taxable property within the jurisdiction for the general fund and such additional tax rates for each special district and other fund as indicated. General fund, real estate 9.8, tangible 9.8. Health district 7.5, 7.5. Hospital district 3.8, 4.3. Library 9.5, 9.5. Refuse 9.3 and 9.0. Extension district 1.8 and 1.8. Soil conservation 0.5. Aurora Fire District, 9.5 and 9.5. Gilbertsville Fire, 7.5, 7.5. East Marshall, 7.4, or 9.4 and 9.4. Possum Trot and Sharp Fire District, 6.8, 6.8. Bryansburg, Draftonville, and Palma, 10 and 10. West Marshall, 7.5, 7.5. Fair Dealing and Olive, 8.25, 8.25. And Hardin, South Marshall, 10 and 10. Section 2, in accordance with KRS 132-487, there is levied for the year 2016 a tax rate of 11.2 cents per $100 of the taxable motor value of motor vehicles, watercraft registered in Marshall County. Section 3, in accordance with KRS 136-575, there is levied for the year 2015 the tax rate of 25 thousandths of 1% on bank deposits held in all financial institutions within the County of Marshall. Section 4, this order shall be published in the Tribune Courier newspaper by title and summary within 30 days following adoption. This order becomes effective upon passage and publication.
All right, gentlemen.
Needs to be so noted that there is no tax increase.
There is no change on any of these tax rates.
I would entertain a motion to approve the tax rates as read.
Make that motion. Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, I'm going to sign this, and we have to have a signature from all the ayes. All right, the next thing on the agenda was the Hardin South Marshall Fire Protection District tax rate, which we just covered in what we just did there. The next thing on our agenda, we have had a resignation. Well, actually, it's not a resignation. We've got a board member at the Marshall County Park that has said he would no longer like to serve. His term is up. So let me read this for you. As my current term on the Marshall County Park Board comes to an end, I would like to inform the present members of the Park Board, the Judge Executive, and the Fiscal Court that I will not be seeking another term. I would like to thank all of you who have helped us to provide the citizens of Marshall County with a park system of which we should all be proud. It is an honor and a privilege to serve all the people in Marshall County for the past 12 years. And that's signed Norman Llewellyn. We thank him for his service. I understand at times you're ready to get off boards, and what I would ask now is that the members of the court go forward and bring us back some names at the next meeting to fill this position.
And those terms expire as their end of their last meeting in October, and I'm not sure on what their.
That's not October 1, his
No, it's
resignation?
as of their last meeting.
Okay.
in
I understood that he was
Okay.
resigning as of October 1, but that may not be correct.
He doesn't have that in here.
Okay.
But she's saying, I guess by the bylaws and whatever, that they expire after their last meeting of the month of their expiration. So I don't know what day they meet on, actually, at the Park Board.
I believe it's a 4-year term.
And what we'll have to do is maybe at the September 29th, if y'all can bring me back some names. Also,
I'll check and let you know.
this is one of those things, if someone, sees this, if they want to put their name forward, we will consider that, but we're looking for qualified people that will be of serious and committed service to this board in taking care of this fine county park that we have. So anyway, we'll look at that again on September 29th at our next meeting. All right, I have another board that has, and these have, at Sanitation District 2, we've had 2 board members that have resigned, and at this time, I would like to ask the fiscal court to go forward looking for some names. Now, a thing that's come up, Jeff, and I talked to Bobby Gifford about this, we don't have any boundaries on this. So would it be an idea that we set some boundaries on this so we could enlarge on our scope of the pool of people we could ask to serve on this board?
Well, I think it's limited by those that are customers.
Is it?
They
So
own-
they have to be a customer to be on the board? It's
If
not
the
within a
statute
certain
says
district
resident,
or?
but that's pretty much been expanded to someone who has property there that is a customer.
All right.
Didn't Bobby tell us, Judge, that future expansion could be considered as far as a board member in territorial boundaries?
Could that be?
If it's in process,
I think
you know,
that was his
if it were in
interpretation.
process and then it didn't happen, then that would eliminate that.
Right, right.
Okay, so taking that into consideration, think about that. We do need to get a couple of board members so we can start getting some of these issues resolved on that board. The next thing on our agenda, I got an email from Jason Darnell, and he advised us that Old School Wrestling is about to start up again in Hardin. And this got us to thinking about potential liability issues. So I drafted an agreement that we can use in certain instances where we feel like that physical injury might occur. Obviously, we don't have to do this for everyone who uses the building, but in some cases, it might be a good idea to have it. And so I'm sharing this with you all, and there is a permit agreement that he's brought forward. This, of course, is going to be at the community building there, in the large part, not the part connected with a senior citizen, but the large part, and they do have different things in there, dinners, showers, things like that. Obviously, we don't really feel like we need to have everyone sign the agreement. We don't know when this wrestling's going to come in.
They told me that they were pointing at 1st of October.
1st of
starting
October.
it.
Will the city be responsible for getting this permit to those people? Who will be responsible?
Well, the way that it's written up, well, the way that it is now is, of course, the county owns the property. City Hardin takes care of booking. They basically book events and keep the calendar. And the way that I've written that up now is that all three entities would have to sign the agreement, the county, the city, and the event promoter. And of course, it wouldn't be required in every instance, but I think, if they're having for-profit wrestling in there, I think it would probably be a good idea for the promoter to provide insurance and list the county and the city of Hardin as insureds for that.
Which I think with them booking it, it would have to start at the city with the mayor, and then get the organizer and us to sign after that, so.
Just wanted you guys to take a look at that form that I wrote up and see if that meets your
Do I need to
approval.
get anything on that into the record, or is that just for your information type thing, as far as the agreement, or do I need to get a motion to approve that form to use?
It wouldn't hurt to get a motion to approve it.
Jason, any increased liability insurance, that certainly wouldn't be placed on the taxpayers of Marshall County, would it?
No. It would be the event promoter who would have to get the insurance.
Okay. I mean, we own the building, but don't receive the revenue off the building, off the events. Does not the city of Hardin receive all the gate off these events?
I don't even know if they charge or not. Do they charge?
I don't know anything about the wrestling event, I honestly don't.
Charged $5 years ago when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was for the promoter, and like you said, they, in the city of Hardin booked the event, they tenants every other Saturday for years on end until they eventually couldn't afford to do it anymore. So,
That's similar to what the school systems have for renting a gym or whatever, like $1 million liability policy.
You mean the promoters are going to do it out of the goodness of their heart?
No, it'd be a condition of them using it.
I mean, I realize that, but with no admission fee, I can't imagine this day and age, somebody coming in and putting it on for freebies. Yeah.
And the
that's
admission
what I'm
fee will
saying.
go to the promoter, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, okay.
Well,
Yeah, they do
yeah.
it for profit.
But do they pay, they will pay the city for use of the building, right? They have a fee set on that.
If there's a charge, I don't even know if there's a charge or not, but they're gonna have to pay for the insurance.
Can you find out if there's a charge? And how much?
I can probably find that out before we adjourn today.
Okay. So I would entertain a motion that we accept that agreement to use in that event.
Hadn't read it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you a minute.
Good. We're good, Judge.
Pardon?
I'm good.
Okay, well, I would entertain a motion to, all
So moved.
right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have some surplus property that's been advised us by the Rescue Squad, a 1996 Yukon. We need to declare this surplus and schedule a bid on this.
Make a motion to declare it surplus.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
Nobody else, no other department in Marshall County needs the vehicle, or is it not one that's desirable?
In the past, I always try to transition vehicles to other entities. This one needs to be surplus.
Okay.
All right, all those in favor?
How many miles are on it?
Pardon?
How many miles are on it? If you know.
I don't even remember off the top of my head.
20 years, it ought to be getting up there.
Yeah.
It's an old green one that we got years and years ago from Danny Hawes, I believe, when he was in business in Draftonville.
It doesn't sound like a stellar recommendation for any bidder.
I'm not gonna bid on it.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. We've received the Aurora Ross Fire Protection District audit report. I would entertain a motion to accept this.
Make that motion, Judge.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, Emily, the next thing up is the building inspection fees. We were going to bring this before the board. These are the fees that have been collected. I'm going to let Emily explain it.
I did get, you all had asked me to get with Lois with the city of Benton and find out what they had collected over the past 6 months with the residential inspections. And they have done a total, she has collected a total of $12,894.60. So, I know it had been discussed at possibly what amount to request from the city. I think it will be cleaner if we request the full amount, and then if you also choose to give the city of Benton any portion to offset some of their expenses and in a good gesture of them volunteering to do this for us for 6 months period, then us write them a check back for that. So there's a good paper trail of all of the money, where it came from, where it goes to, and that kind of thing.
And I realize that, there's no probably obligation for us to return the 20% back to them, but I think in good faith, they loaned us the services of Lois to take care of these while we were in the midst of getting our certification through and taking care of all the trials and errors we were going through in the last several months. So I would like to recommend and make a motion that we return the 20% of the fees, which amounts to $2,550.92, to cover everything that Lois did for us during that time.
I think we're obligated to do so. That's the way,
Well, I do
that's the way
too,
it's
but
set up,
that's
and
why I'm making
they've
that-
done the administrative part of it, and 20% is the administrative fee of that contract.
Certainly, and of course, the 80% of the fees will go to our residential inspector, Randy Duke.
But it's also my understanding that we have not collected that $12,000, is that correct?
Right.
I
The
don't,
only
I
part
I
of
don't
it.
think we need to write the city of Benton a check until we've collected it.
No, I'm gonna ask
Okay.
for them, if it's all right with you, I'll invoice them for this $12,000, and then, once we receive that, I'll turn around and write them a check for the $2,550 back.
But I have no problem with the 20% in that recommendation. I'll make that motion after
All
we
right.
receive the funds.
Okay, and is there a
Second.
second? There is a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Before we skip ahead, I just wanted to let the court know, Mayor Scott texted me and said that the city does not charge any money for the reservation of the
So it's more of a public
public service.
PR thing, public relation thing, just to have something there for them to do. Okay.
They don't charge anything for the building rental,
Correct.
but there will be an admission to the event.
I think the
That's for the
promoter,
promoter,
Right.
which the promoter will pay the insurance fees. We request of them.
Or we hope he does, or he won't come.
Or he won't be able to come back again, no. Jason will keep us up on that. All right, next thing is the treasurer's report.
As of August 31st, 2015, the general fund had a book balance of $170,131.16. Road fund, $714,185.83. Jail fund, $210,355.47. Grant fund, $74,1379. 911 fund, $80,635.49. Occupational tax administrator, $2,629,047.95. And the Veterans Band Fund, $361.66, for total reporting funds of $3,812,131.35.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the treasurer's report. I would entertain a motion to accept subject to audit.
Make that motion, Judge.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Interfund transfer report, Emily.
When it's done.
I'm asking your opinion or your permission to move from the occupational tax administrator to the general fund, $500,000.
All right, sir, I entertain a motion to approve this transfer.
Make that motion, Judge.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Payroll fund, Emily.
As of August 31st, 2015, the Sheriff's Department owed $493,460.37 in payroll.
All right, gentlemen, entertain a motion to accept this.
Motion to accept, Judge.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I have an animal shelter report. Animals in the pen as of 7/31/15/64. Animals brought in by animal wardens, 19. Animals brought in by citizens, 77. Total animals taken in, 96. Dogs, 27. Cats, 16. Puppies, 20. And kittens, 33. Animals adopted, 54. Animals in foster care, 0. Animals reclaimed, 0. Animals euthanized, 52. Animals in pen as of 8/31/2015, 54. Adoption fees, $1,888. For your information. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the payment of the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills, Judge.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I would like to take this time to remind everyone of Family Week this week, going on all week. Anyone, in here, I think would be rewarded to go to any of the events, but just to be sure, we've got some agendas out here, schedules. Look on there and see if there's not something you would like to attend with your family. Did you have something?
Yeah, I have one other thing.
Okay.
I'm sure you all have heard, Saturday, former Commissioner Jerome Hoppy Hicks passed away, and his services will be, visitation will be Wednesday night from 5 till 8, and the funeral will be on Thursday at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Jeff.
Colliers, right? Colliers.
Collier Funeral Home?
Colliers, yes.
At this time, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session regarding litigation, possible litigation, property, and personnel.
Motion, Judge, go into
There is a motion.
executive
Is there a
session.
second? All right. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
CFSB proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at CFSB.
Call the meeting of the Marshall County Fiscal Court back to order after closed session. Jeff, can you give us a report on our personnel issue?
There were a couple of personnel issues and possible litigation issue addressed. The only action to be considered from the executive session be to hire or sign a contract with the residential inspector based on the proposal that he's presented, which would run from September 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2016, which would be reduced to a written agreement when the county judge would need your vote to sign that agreement.
All right, gentlemen, I would entertain a motion to allow me to sign that agreement once our Assistant County Attorney gets it prepared for us on the issues that he he's just gave us.
Make that motion, Judge.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, the only other thing I've got here now is I need to make sure we got our calendars set up here. We have a fiscal court meeting, special called one, this Thursday, 9:30, our third ABC workshop. And at 5:30, I think most of you have heard, Steve Humphries, the lawyer for the ABC Commission in Frankfurt, is going to come down and give a presentation to the public concerning obtaining the licenses for alcoholic beverages, the different ones, quota and non-quota. So we have that set up.
You gonna do that on Thursday?
He's going to do that Thursday at 5:30 here.
That's just more, I mean, I don't plan on being here. I think the presentation is geared toward anybody who's interested in maybe getting a license, finding out what types of licenses are available. So that's just kind of.
That's not something the fiscal court has to be here for.
No.
No.
No, I'm going to be here
No, it
because
will
as
not be
ABC
your meeting.
Commissioner,
Okay.
I'm going to be
You can
ABC
attend as a
Commissioner for a
citizen.
while. I have to be here for
Wouldn't
that.
be you wouldn't be convened to do that.
No, I'm only going to be here because being ABC Commissioner, I feel like I need the information as well as the public does. Any of you are welcome, but you don't have to be, just an informational meeting. So,
Judge, can I ask a question? If Steve Humphries is taking the time to be here and it's not for our benefit, how are the potential applicants aware of the fact that he's going to be here?
It's been advertised.
Oh, it's been
we've
advertised in the
it.
paper?
Yeah, we advertised it as
Okay.
soon as we got it
It's
set
been
up.
advertised in the Tribune Courier? Where's it been advertised?
Yeah, and on,
It has? Okay. Well, for
Wendy
last
took
week,
care of that. Wendy's not here right now. but
last
Wendy
week
has.
it was advertised?
And how this all came about is he happened to call in last week when Judge and I were talking about, we were talking about the ABC, and he was actually going to be in town for something to do
Right.
with one of his kids' sporting event or something like
Right,
that. So
okay.
he just offered that because he was going to be in the area.
Oh, I mean, I think that's
So we were
great that
taking
he's going to
advantage
take the
of-
time to do that. I wish he would have been here when we were going through about 3 weeks ago some of this stuff and the questions we had, but
And as far as I know, you can ask Wendy, but Wendy has set this up over all the news media, I'm sure, the Marshall County Daily, the Tribune, the Lake News, the radio station. So,
I hope
hopefully the
so.
word of mouth is going to get out there and these people.
I just want to make sure that's great.
Yeah, yeah. The next thing we've got is we've already discussed that we won't have that first Tuesday meeting in October because a couple of us are going to be out of town. I need to make sure that our third Tuesday in October, the 20th, is a set date for our meeting after the 29th. Is everybody okay with that? And the next one coming up will be November 3rd, which will be Election Day. And I need to find out if you want to have a meeting that day, or if you would possibly like to move that to Wednesday, the next day. There are a couple of people that, Emily, for one, needs to work with the county clerk that day. So if there's a possibility, we could move that November 3rd meeting to November 4th. Does anybody have any objection?
Wouldn't have any problem with it.
I have no problem, Judge.
All right. So at this point, we will move that meeting. That doesn't need a vote, does it? So fiscal court will be on November the 4th. Of course, your third Tuesday, that's up to y'all. That would be on the 17th, so.
Judge, depending on how things go, that next morning, there may not be a county attorney.
Monday before would be better.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay.
There may not be a county attorney. We still have an assistant county attorney.
One will be in Greece and the other will be in court.
Oh, we won't have, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I thought he was,
Okay, okay, is there any problem with November 2nd?
There is for me. My wife having surgery that day. But
Well, I mean, can we, I
Still
don't
do it.
know. Can we
How about
manage-
November
can we
10th?
manage-
Make it the second, can we do another second and fourth Tuesday? Will that work for y'all? The 10th and the 24th, and, yeah, that's the week of Thanksgiving, but it's not a problem.
No, it won't work for me. The second, the 24th won't work.
We've done this without Emily before.
Yeah, I guess we could do it without her again.
That's true.
Well,
I think she's
may be
dispensable, is
to
that what
me.
you're saying?
She can tell us, I mean, we'll get it all done.
she can
before.
send Brenda, I guess.
That's, I mean, if that's not a problem for you, I mean, if
No.
we've had them on election.
That's what we
day
did do
Yeah, we've been
last
having 'em.
election. Primary. So we're back,
Okay.
we're back to.
We're just back to
Tuesday the
first and
3rd.
third. Leave it as it is. All right, does anybody else have anything?
well, that's gonna, I mean, assuming she does okay on the surgery, I'll be here the 3rd, but I don't know that. You know,
Can we meet without, unless we have two of them? Okay. Well, we'll go with that and hope that she's fine and you can be here. No excuses now. All right. All right,
So-
we'll leave it
so-
on the 3rd and the 17th then.
So in September, it's going to be.
Next one will be the
Next one,
29th,
we meet Thursday
this Thursday.
for
yeah.
alcohol, okay?
29th.
Okay.
And the next one will be on the 20th of October.
Not going to have one the first of
We're going to be
October.
gone that week, so.
Right, okay,
and I
we're just
think we
going to cancel that
decided-
completely.
I think we decided since the 29th was so
Okay.
late in September, it would carry
Okay,
us through that first
October 20th.
20th. We can always call special meetings if we have to.
Right,
If
right.
anything comes up, so. All right, then, with that being taken care of, anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Judge.
All right, there's the motion. Is there a second? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.